Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Cogen English. ഇന്ന് ഈ വീഡിയോയിൽ വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത് അറിയാം HSA ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൻ്റെ നോട്ടിഫിക്കേഷൻ ഉടനെ തന്നെ വരുന്നതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അതുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് ഏകദേശം ഇപ്പോൾ 10 വീഡിയോസ് നമ്മുടെ ആദ്യത്തെ മൊഡ്യൂളായിട്ടുള്ള പോയട്രിയിലെ 10 വീഡിയോസ് ഞാൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ വീഡിയോസ് എല്ലാവരും കാണണം. ഇന്ന് ഞാൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത് 11ാമത്തെ പോയട്രിയാണ്. 11ാമത്തെ പോയട്രി
വില്യം ബട്ട്ലർ ഈറ്റ്സിൻ്റെ എ പ്രയർ ടു മൈ ഡോട്ടർ.
അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് നേരെ വീഡിയോയിലേക്ക് പോവാം.
Okay, dear HSA aspirants, here we go. Here we start the explanation and the theme, summary and critical analysis of the poem A Prayer for My Daughter by William Butler Yeats. William Butler Yeats' A Prayer for My Daughter, which is written in 1921, is intensively a personal poem. All right? ഇത് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും നമ്മുടെ വില്യം ബട്ട്ലർ ഈറ്റ്സിന്റെ റിയൽ ലൈഫിൽ കണക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പോയമാണ്. ഇൻ വിച്ച് ദ പോയറ്റ് എക്സ്പ്രസസ് ഹിസ് ഡീപ് കൺസേൺ ഫോർ ഹിസ് ബിലവ്ഡ് ഡോട്ടർ ആനി ആൻഡ് ഡ്രീംസ് ഫോർ ഹിസ് ഡോട്ടേഴ്സ് കൺവിൻസിംഗ് ഫ്യൂച്ചർ ഇൻ ഹിസ് പോം. ഓക്കെ, ഈ കവിതയിൽ കവി WB ഈറ്റ്സിന്റെ മകളെ കുറിച്ചുള്ള വേവലാതിയാണ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഡീപ് കൺസേൺ ഫോർ ഹിസ് ബിലവ്ഡ് ഡോട്ടർ. And this poem speaks about the anxiety shared by all fathers all over the world felt for the well-being of their daughters. Yeats visualizes a secured future for his daughter in the face of a chaotic and uncertain modern world. സോ ഈ ഒരു കവിത അദ്ദേഹം എഴുതുന്നത് ഫസ്റ്റ് വേൾഡ് വാറിന്റെ ആ ഒരു പശ്ചാത്തലത്തിലാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അതാണ് ഇതിന്റെ മെയിനായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കേണ്ട കാര്യം. ദ പോയം സ്പീക്സ് അബൌട്ട് ദ ആങ്സൈറ്റി ഷെയർഡ് ബൈ ഓൾ ദ ഫാദേഴ്സ് ഓൾ ഓവർ ദ വേൾഡ് ഫെൽറ്റ് ഫോർ ദ വെൽ ബീയിങ് ഓഫ് ദെയർ ഡോട്ടേഴ്സ് ആൻഡ് he visualizes a secure future for his daughter in the face of a chaotic and uncertain modern world. The poem is actually a prayer-like poem, whereas the poet is more optimistic that his daughter will be able to encounter the harsh reality through the cultivation of good manners and courtesy. ഇനി നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു പോയത്തിന്റെ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് സ്റ്റാൻസ വൈസ് സമ്മറി ഒന്ന് നോക്കാം. The poet is watching his infant daughter sleep. The first stanza, he starts with describing the setting of the poem. It is stormy outside. There is a kind of dark and gloomy weather, and he prays for her. And he says that he has gloom in his mind, and we will understand that what gloom is that in his mind. ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ ഓൾറെഡി ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷനിൽ പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെയുള്ള സെറ്റിങ്സിന്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ടാണ് ആ സിനാരിയോ. അതിന്റെ ഒരു സത്യം പറഞ്ഞ ഒരു ആങ്സൈറ്റിയാണ് നമ്മുടെ കവിക്കുള്ളത്. കംപ്ലീറ്റ്ലി എ പേഴ്സണൽ പോം ആൻഡ് അബൌട്ട് ഹർ ഡോട്ടർ, ദ വറി ആൻഡ് ആങ്സൈറ്റി ഓൺ ഹർ ഡോട്ടർ. In the second stanza, the poet describes the things while he was praying for his daughter. He walks for an hour and notices the sea wind scream upon the tower, under the arches of the bridge, above the flooded stream. They probably represent the dreaming of the human beings, and they are decisive. They are all about the present things, and they block people from thinking about the future events. In the third stanza, he prays for her beauty, but not too much. He considers the beauty as a decisive element for choosing the right person to marry. He emphasizes that too much beauty may cause her lose the natural kindness, thus that might prevent her from finding the heart-revealing intimacy and a true friend. So beautiful. And related with the third stanza, the fourth stanza refers to Helen herself, who being chosen found life flat and dull. You all know the story of Helen of Sparta and the tragedy of Helen. And also Aphrodite, the goddess of love, who chose her spouse, the cripple, Hephaestus. Helen had much trouble from a fool. The fool is Menelaus, the husband of Helen, whom she deserted in favor of Paris. whereas Aphrodite suffered from being fatherless. Hence, without a father to guide her, Eve intends to be a guiding father to his young daughter. So these all are the stories, and just like Helen of Sparta and Hephaestus, all these are Greek mythological characters. So the fifth stanza describes the quality that Eve came to see as at the very heart of civilized life: courtesy. By courtesy, he understands a means of being in the world that would protect the best of human dignity, art, and emotion. And in his prayer for his daughter, he wishes that she will learn to survive with grace and dignity in a world turned horrific. He explains that many men have hopelessly loved beautiful women, and they thought that the women loved them as well, but they did not. In the sixth stanza, he hopes that his daughter will be a flourishing hidden tree, which is not rebel but kind and happy, but contains her happiness with a particular place. And additionally, he wants his daughter to be not argumentative and aggressive, or perhaps quiet or secure, rooted in one dear perpetual places. When combined with the previous line, the last line clearly defines his hope for daughter to live in a victorious life like a green laurel. And the linnet also represents that he wants her thoughts to be guide for a good life for her, and her life to be in a good fate. In the seventh stanza, he tells about himself a little bit, and we can conclude that he also suffered from love and beauty. He also emphasized that hatred is drying and destructive. Thus, he declared that hatred is the worst response one can have in the world, and he hopes that his daughter will not have such strong opinions which are the forms of hatred. Then he implies that an intellectual hatred is the worst of hatred. In the eighth stanza, he uses an image, plenty's horn. It symbolizes the source of the rich gifts that will be given, served to his daughter. This part of the poem also accuses the loveliest woman, Morgane, because of not using properly the gifts given to her, and he hopes that her daughter will use them well and wisely. The ninth stanza serves the ideas of Yeats about hatred and recovering of the world. He supports that a woman can heal herself by getting away from hatred, and also the world can be purified by avoiding from hatred and diversions. Thus, we can recover the innocence and we can be happy still. In the conclusion stanza, he hopes her daughter to be married in a ceremony, of which source is the horn again. He uses the ceremony to symbolize the richness of the horn and the power of the laurel tree. And the poetic devices used here, onomatopoeia, repetition, alliteration, assonance, MCQ-ലേക്ക് പോവാണ്, മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ ചോയ്സ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. വളരെ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ചോദ്യങ്ങളാണ്. നിങ്ങൾ കൂടുതലും MCQs ഒരുപാട് അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്, നെറ്റിൽ അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സെർച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്. So as a part of this class, I'm just adding some MCQs, that's all. And who is the poet of the poem? Yeah, William Butler Yeats, Shawn Mendes, Rabindranath Tagore, Robert Frost. Obviously, the answer is yeah. The answer is yeah. Okay. So W.B. Yeats. And why is the poet scared? Her daughter's higher studies, her daughter's innocence, her daughter's future and world's cruelty, and her daughter's beauty. Yeah, you can choose the answer now. Okay, here is the answer. Her daughter's future and world's cruelty. That is related to the World War First. Okay, so and the modern changes, the modern world. Okay. Okay, here we go for the third question. What are the storms poet had secretly insisted in the poem? Okay. Option A, physical storm outside his house and political storms in the Ireland. storm of hail and storm created by her ex, who is a witch. Storm due to George's rules and independence in Rome. Storm at Troy and his wives decide. So here we go for checking the answer. Yeah, the first one, physical storm outside his house and political storm in Ireland. That's the right answer. Yeah, poet's daughter is sleeping in a bedroom, her hood, her window, her cradle. Definitely, the answer is, her cradle. Here we go for the next question. In the following line, which poetic device is used? And heard the sea wind scream upon the tower, and under the arches of the bridge, and scream in the elms above the flooded stream. Okay, here, paradox, onomatopoeia, alliteration, pun. So, and heard the sea wind scream upon the tower, under the arches of the bridge, and scream in the elms and the flooded stream. So let's check it out, the answer now. It is onomatopoeia. What is considered as disastrous? Answer is here, being the most beautiful. What qualities does each want in her daughter? Beauty and beauty, natural kindness, clever, intelligent, and cunning. So the answer is natural kindness. The woman who married a person and lived in an unhappy life was related to the poet in which way? His executioner, his beloved, his ex-wife, his sister. His beloved. So we will go for the next question. Poetic device paradox is shown in which of the following phrases? Frenzied drum, flooded stream, murderous innocence, all of the above. Yeah, definitely. Answer is murderous innocence. Okay. So here we go for the next question. What kind of family will be the best for her daughter? A traditional one which follows norms and rules, a family with beautiful people, a small and a thrifty one, like Troy's king's family, so the answer here, a traditional one which follows norms and rules.